Hello? Hello? Hello, lovely people. I'm trying to go live. I'm not sure if I'll be found. I'm not sure if you can see me, but I'm trying nonetheless. I'm trying, but next door there's an awful lot of noise all of a sudden. I'm just going to wait a sec, see if anybody is actually here. If you see me, let me know. Hello? Hello? Thank you. Thank you, thank you. No, you... I don't know what on earth happened there. Can you still see me? My phone went off for a second there, so I'm so sorry. Loyalty H family, hello sweetie. Leith McBride, hello. Hello. Elizabeth, hi. Hi. It's so good, guys. I'm feeling around today, and so I thought I'd come on live and see if we could have a chat, because I really talk to you about what the Mandela Effect isn't. And the reason why I'm making this video really, or wanting to talk to you about it, is because I was speaking to, well, no, I was watching a live last night. I think Michael Healy's live. Anyway, on it, they had some brilliant guests, and one particular I'm going to mention because it sounds like I'm disrespecting him. I'm not at all, because he was absolutely brilliant. But he's not Mandela affected. And when asked about it, he said he's on the fence, so he's not affected. And I seem to be losing things. I'm not sure why. Anyway, I'm going to carry on. I don't know if you can see me or hear me, but I'm carrying on anyway. He's not affected, and he said he was on the fence about the Mandela effect. And the thing was that he said if it wasn't for the internet, the Mandela effect wouldn't actually exist. Now, for me, that doesn't really make sense, because the Mandela effect is not something that's happening via the internet. It's something that's happening in our everyday lives, our, at the time, on the ground, physical experience. It's not just something that we're... Am I back? Hello, I'm back. I think I'm back. Sorry, I lost you. My own husband said that, oh, that's just on the internet. But the thing is that the internet is supposed to tell us the facts. That's the point. Like Google is supposed to tell us all the same facts, not change because it's on the internet. And with this person saying that it's as if it wasn't on the internet, it wouldn't be happening. Well, that just isn't true. It's just the fact that we're fortunate that we can connect with each other via the internet and share our experiences. That's something. I mean, when I first had my very first changes, it was in the 80s, and there was no internet in the 80s. It didn't mean the reality changes didn't happen. It's just that, well, I was a teenager and I thought I'd misunderstood. But there was no internet to connect with other people for me to know that it was a thing that other people experience. And that's, I think, the main difference. Yeah, without the internet, Elizabeth, exactly, exactly my point. The internet is not making it happen. We just happen to be able to connect with each other and talk about these things and share experiences. it would all be happening whether the internet was here or not. I'm just grateful that this time round, when changes are happening, that we do have the internet and we can talk to each other. But the internet is not the cause of the Mandela Effect. It would still be going on. It would still be happening regardless of whether we have the internet or not. We're just fortunate that we can connect with each other and talk about these things and know that we're not going completely crazy. You know, so the internet is not the cause. Neither, obviously, it's not either, because a PSYOP cannot cause changes on the ground. A PSYOP cannot make a building disappear. I mean, I know the government are quite crafty and they have means and ways of doing all kinds of weird shit, but they can't make buildings disappear or in fact appear. So it isn't that. And, you know, and we're also accused of being like, hi Dean, hi. So we're also accused of being part of a cult, like the cult of Fiona Broom, as if, you know, some people talk about the Mandela Effect as being a conspiracy theory or something that we join in with, we discover and think, oh, we're joining in with that. But no, it's not like that. I think the vast majority of us have things happen to us and then we find each other on the internet. I'm fairly sure that's how it happened for me, and I'm fairly sure that's how it happens for most people. Elizabeth, that's amazing. Your dad saw that's amazing. That's amazing. I'm so pleased for you. I'm so pleased for you. That's an amazing thing for a member of your family to see the changes at all. But for your dad to say that to you is just, you're so fortunate. You're so fortunate, because we get, you know, it's people have excuses. We're joining a bandwagon. We, you know, as if we want to join in with reality changing. It's the last thing we want to do. We want it to not be real, but it is. And then thankfully we have the internet that connects us all and we can all talk about it. I mean, if in the 80s when my first changes happened, I had the internet then I would have understood that it was real. The changes that I'd gone through were real, not just my misunderstanding. It's only through talking to you guys that I realised that I had my first changes in the 80s, and it wasn't a new, recent phenomena for me. It's just been a massively in your face amount of changes of late, the last few years. The last 5 years especially have been pretty crazy, to say the least. Yeah, exactly, Elizabeth. I agree. I think I saw a lot of Bible changes back then, but I didn't realise it because there were, you know, we were actually told in church that that it was like new versions of the Bible, you know, modern updating versions of the Bible, like we were supposed to just accept that. I didn't like it anyway. Debtors did come in. My Bible, my church didn't do the debtors, but we knew that it had changed. But at the time, we were kind of told it was only in, you know, it had changed in new versions of the Bible. But at the time, as a born-again Christian, I was reading the Good News and the King James together. Oh, loyalty makes you family. Explain, please. I need to know a little bit more about why you think that. I mean, because at the moment, we're going through massive changes, and I've slept and slept and slept, and that only really happens when we're going through massive shifts. So yeah, loyalty makes you family. Let me know, please, what you're feeling, because obviously there's something to make you feel that way. So I'm interested. This is the whole reason why I want to go live, so we can talk in real time and I can understand what you're saying. So let me know, please. And we're accused of, like, you know, it's a conspiracy theory, and we hear about it and we come online and we just join in with something. And that just, it's a million miles away from that. To be fair, I wish it was that. I wish it was just me joining in with something that I thought, oh, that's a good fad. But it isn't, it's reality changing. And we can never get away from that. Those of us that are actually affected. Because there are people that see changes that aren't affected by them. And to be fair, I don't really understand those people. They're even harder to understand than people that don't see anything. Those people that see changes and yet aren't affected by them, I cannot get my head round. I just cannot understand that. How can you see changes and then act like nothing's happening? That I find harder to understand than the people that don't see any. You know, I don't know how anybody can not be affected if they see the changes. It affects every part of my life. Everything that I am. Everything that I am. I'm not joining in with a fad. I'm not being part of Fiona Broom's cult because I've seen it online. Things were changing in front of my eyes, and I was fortunate enough to have prayers answered by finding this wonderful Mandela Effect community. You beautiful people. I mean, I say it all the time on my videos. I'd be absolutely nothing without you. You've taught me so much. You've helped me through so much. You know, I just... Oh, what did you see, Dean? What did you see? Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. Loyalty makes you family, you're right. There is that ring of fire solar eclipse. And it is the summer solstice. I know, the clouds are unreal. Not long ago here in Britain, we were told that the American Meteorology Society had claimed there were something like 27 new sorts of clouds. And I thought, how can they just suddenly be new sorts of clouds? Yeah, me too in Orion. Loyalty makes you family. It was the 21st for me. 20th going into the 21st, yes. Sometimes it's the 21st going into the 22nd, but that's rare. But pretty much the same thing. Oops. Sorry. What video was it, Dean? Pink to black. What? Again, colour black. Check things changing to black's happening a lot. Hazel Fiver, you are awesome. I just want to say that. You are awesome. Your residue is fantastic. And it's through you, actually, I want you to know this, it's through you that I realised that sometimes you are catching up with me in my reality that's been forever reality, and sometimes I'm catching up with you. And I love that. I love that. That whole, you know, it's you and the things that you post, your residue, that shows me that sometimes it's like, I tell you that all night, that was already for me. It's always been like that for me. I interact with you and show you those things, but you showed me it in the first place to make me understand how sometimes you're playing catch up with my reality and sometimes I'm playing catch up with yours. And I love that because you've shown me, you've taught me so much. You know, this is exactly what we need to be a community about, because we learn so much from each other. And it's you really showed me the blending that the blending of realities is not at the same time. I just love that. I just love that. The fact that things have been my forever reality and you're just catching up with it, and then things that are your forever reality that I'm just catching up with. You just cannot fault that. And it's through our communication and the posting and things that enable us to understand. Because without this, we wouldn't understand hardly anything about what's going on. It's through our communication. Oh, the Ariana Grande, right, Dean? That you're British, and Britain has had an awful lot of colours changing from whatever colour they were to black. I know Hazel Fiver. I'm sorry. The fallopian tubes. You showed me the fallopian tubes. I showed some girls, as I was trying to explain the Mandela Effect, I showed some girls the fallopian tubes, and listen to this. As they were looking, the screen flashed, and it went back to the old ones, like that. They had a flip-flop, as they were just finding out about the Mandela Effect. Please go and have a look at it, actually. I don't normally ask people to, but Hazel Fiver, just go onto my profile after whenever you can, and go down, and it says that it's like me and some girls, and it says quite clearly that they've just seen a flip-flop, the Mandela Effect, and yet they didn't even know. Some of them didn't even know. It's just that blew. I was so excited. I was so excited. It was just amazing. One of the girls had never even heard of the Mandela Effect, and then the other girl, I said, go and have a look at the fallopian tubes. And as she was looking, she went off it, clicked back on it again, and there was a flash, and it changed back to the original. And they sort of flip-flop. So the girl that didn't even know about the Mandela Effect learned about the Mandela Effect and saw it flip-flop before her eyes. And this is what gets to me, because that means our bodies, we have just flipped reality. We just flipped reality. And our body changed. We at that point, were moved into a different body. But we didn't even know. We don't even feel it. If we hadn't have been looking on the internet at the time. Are you, Dean? Oh, Dean, are you only 18? Sorry, I don't know why. I thought you were a middle-aged man. I'm so sorry. Yeah, and yeah, Dean, I'm getting that though. Yeah, the body changes are unbelievable, Hazel Fiver. They are unbelievable, and it was the change in my face. This wide thing here, this stupid new cheek thing. It was the change in my face that I first saw. I thought, what the fuck's going on? I mean, how? But I didn't know about this thing called the Mandela Effect. But yeah, Dean, it's that's it. It's like things about your own time. When you see changes about things that actually matter, you might be able to see changes in songs that were from the past that you know, but when it actually happens to your own, no, it's you, Dean. I definitely know it's you, because of you always have those pictures of women. Although there is another Dean, but I know you because you always have the pictures of women instead of who you are. So I'm very well aware of who you are. And I didn't realise you were only 18. Oh, you little sweetheart. You're like my grandson. So personal, so it hurts more. Yeah, it's a weird situation. But when it's things that you know, because it matters to you, then there's no getting away from that change, is there? Don't get me wrong, I've never heard of the Berenstain Bears, but I can see the difference between Berenstain and Berenstein, and I've seen the residue, and residue is something that deniers of the Mandela Effect completely ignore, completely. The amount of videos that have come out by people that aren't affected talking about the Mandela Effect when they don't show or even acknowledge the residue. I mean, there are some things that we can't get residue for. I mean, I did a video yesterday about residue, because normally it doesn't bother me anymore, residue, because I'm not trying to prove to myself it's real. I'm not trying to find the evidence of what it was before, because I know it was. So when you've got buildings appearing and disappearing in front of your face outside your house, you know, residue seems a bit irrelevant. And then I had like 3 days of nothing but residue being thrown at me in the things that I was watching. And I saw the American flag with the red stripe underneath the stars. I'm not American, I'm British, but it mattered to me, because that is part, it might not be my flag or my country, but that is part of my reality. And so I adore seeing that, because it's part of my reality. So when we get glimpses of our reality, it matters, and I found myself feeling very emotional about it. And when I saw footage from the 80s with planes, how we remember them, with the engines underneath the wings, I felt really emotional about that. And that's a pretty recent change. I think it's only been about a year, 18. What was, Hazel Fiver, what was your first video? I'm sorry. The flag, was it the flag? And it upsets me, and I'm not even British, but the American flag with the red stripe underneath is part of my reality, so it matters when I see it. And the planes, how we remember them, that mattered. Yet the people that deny the Mandela Effect don't take any notice of any. You found my flag. You found my flag. Do you know what? I'm not very proud of being a Brit. Being a Brit, there's not a lot to be proud of. But I really hate seeing my flag this new way. I can't bear it. So if you found my flag, I really want to see it. I really want to see it. Because this weekend's made me, this last few days rather, every day feels like weekend now. But the last few days of seeing lots of residue it's made me realise how important residue actually is. Actually seeing our reality is an amazing and wonderful thing. Have you got a video about that? About my flag? Is there a video on your channel, Hazel Fiver? I think that's what you mean. You must mean that. Otherwise, they're like, check it out. How would I check it out? Sorry. Bit of a blonde moment. But this is exactly what I want to be able to. This is the reason why I want to go live, is not just so I make videos and talk about just my experiences, because you guys are the ones that have taught me and shown me that we share reality. We don't share the reality at the same time. The differences between us, like Hazel Fiver and I, we sometimes play catch up with each other. It's by our interacting, and that's why I want to go live, so I can talk to you in real time, about, and you can ask me questions. I can talk to you about the things that matter to you, not just about the things. See, originally I made my channel so that I could get everything out of my system, but I didn't expect to find a family. And I'm so glad I have. And that interaction matters so much. It's not just, for me, it's not just about what I say. I wish, and that's what I'm waiting for, is to get to 1,000 on YouTube, and then I can start, hopefully, having people on with me. But even then, I still want to be able to interact. Operation Popeye, hi. I still want to be able to talk to you in real time. That's the point. Yeah, I agree, Dean. It really is. There's been an awful lot of changes lately, and it's also the thing is also the Mandela Effect, horrendous Mandela Effect film has been shown in other places around. Affected indeed. Hello. It's been shown in other parts of the world now, on their versions of Netflix type thing, and it's making people investigate it, even though the film itself is shite and has nothing to do with the Mandela Effect. I just wish people that weren't affected shut up, because it's annoying. It's annoying to have people try and debunk, tell us we're misremembering is the most stupid thing I've ever heard in my life. To say we're misremembering is one of the most offensive fucking things that anybody could accuse us of. Our memories mean so much to us. It's what we are. It's who we are. It's exactly who we are. We are made up of our memories. They make us who we are. Our memories are far too important. Yes, we are the affected. I'm sorry, I can't even pronounce it. I'm going to be very English here. Is that... I'm sure it isn't Juantum tripping. Is it quantum tripping? See, I'm English, so sorry. Please forgive me. YouTube names are just crazy. They are... Oh, hello. No, it isn't. Please shut up. Ryan Bowers, go away. Fake. Piss off. You dick. Piss off. Not wanted. You see, this is what gets to me. It's already fake. It's been proved. It hasn't been proved at all. You haven't proved fuck all. You haven't proved anything. What an idiot. See, not even open-minded. Don't even want to know. Just the Mandela is fake. No, it isn't. Because there's nothing... You don't even know what the Mandela Effect is. So there's no point talking. I'm not... Can everybody please ignore Ryan Bowers? I'm not sure how to get rid of him, so he may stay, he may not, but I don't really get... Fuck off with science. Science means fuck all now. No, please, Dawn, ignore Ryan. He's talking bollocks. We know that science means fuck all now, so he can piss off. I'd get rid of him if I could, but I can't on this thing that I'm using at the minute. So please, everybody just ignore Ryan and we'll carry on as normal, because there's just no point. So, yeah, science is... I used to love science. It used to be a massive passion of mine. And yet science means nothing now. Science is irrelevant. Absolutely irrelevant. Means nothing. Science. And yet it was a massive passion. When people said to me, what are your interests? I'd say science. Science is my interest. It's a passion. And yet I've been robbed of it. See, the Mandela Effect robs us of many, many things. It's not just Kit Kat with a dash or no dash. It's not just Berenstain Bears. It's not. I wish it was. It's everything we ever thought we knew isn't real. And I just hate it. You are being rude, Ryan. You are. Because if you knew anything about the Mandela Effect, you'd know that it's not just about this shit. It's about buildings appearing and disappearing in front of you. It's about actual physical changes on the ground where you live. Now, I suggest that you go away and you actually look at what Mandela-affected people are saying. Go away. And don't be trying to tell us that we're wrong. Because we're not. And whether you think we are or not is irrelevant. But if you don't think that we're telling the truth, if you don't believe what we're saying, piss off. We're not talking to you. It's as simple as that. And you are being rude. Very. Now, you're not wanted, so go away. That's not being rude. Good. Goodbye. I'm past I used to try and be polite, but I'm past being polite. Reality's changing, so I'm past being polite with these people. I know, this is it, Dawn. This is what gets to me. They scream science at us so much, and yet they don't even understand science themselves. This is, look at quantum physics, for fuck's sake. Yeah, he heard it on telly. I mean, he actually just said that he knows it's fake. It's been proven by science. Science hasn't proven the Mandela Effect fake. Science hasn't even tried to prove the Mandela Effect fake. They haven't even tried. So, I'm past. I don't want to argue with these people. I don't care what they think. Reality is changing, and if they aren't prepared to actually listen to us, then just piss off. As far as I'm concerned, just piss off. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm trying to talk to people that are Mandela affected. And if you're not, and you're not got an open mind and you're not prepared to hear, piss off. Simple as. So, people like that make it. No, they don't. Exactly, Dean. They haven't got a clue. And they don't want to know. Yeah, yeah. What is it now, Dawn? What is it now? It's yin and yang. What is it now? Please don't tell me yin and yang have changed. Oh. You see, with people, I haven't got a problem with people that aren't Mandela affected. Yin and yang. No, yin and yang. Even that. They've even changed that. It's just... I get fed up with the changes. Like Dean said, we have to live with this on a daily basis. We live with changes that happen in front of our eyes that we cannot deny. And yet, you've got people trying to tell us that we're wrong. And I want people, if you're not affected, I'd much prefer people to want to know and hear and listen to what we're saying. It's not misremembering. You can't misremember the fact a building was there yesterday and it isn't fucking there now. That's not misremembering. See, people think it's all just about logos. Yeah, yin and yang. Crunchy bee. Crunchy bee in the house. So, I wish that person had listened to what we're talking about. I wish they would all. If you're going to come on and tell us that we're wrong, listen to us. You see, people that aren't affected, they're hard to live with and deal with, but you can cope with them because you learn to live on a surface level with those people. But people that aren't affected trying to tell us things like that, the Mandela Effect is fake because of, it's been proven fake by science. Science is one of the things that doesn't fucking matter anymore. Science is irrelevant. Reality's changing. Reality is changing. Science means fuck all. Nothing. Nothing. And that's a weird thing to say. Having been so passionate about science. That's a weird thing to say. Oh, Mr. Mark and the many fours. Yeah, that's exactly it. And that's exactly it in a nutshell. Things appear out of nowhere, and our people around us think they've always been there. It's hard. Yeah, affected indeed. That's exactly. People's characters changing. They do. Massively. It's hard to keep up. And at Leith, I know it's yin and yang just doesn't make sense. Why would it be yin? Ying and yang. And yet that now changes the whole concept, the whole meaning of the thing. I don't like this new place at all. You can't keep up. You can't keep up. It drives me mad. Right. It's telling me that there's quite a few people on here at the moment, and there's only a few people actually said hello. So I want you to be really brave, guys. If you're out there, just say hi. Just wave at me and say hi. Just pop on and go, hello. Because I'd like to know who you are. It's good. So, I find it difficult, like, thank you. That makes sense, Hazel. It does, that makes sense. I'll go and have a look for that shortly. Just me. Hello. Hello. So glad to have you here. So, yeah, this is Madison, thank you. Thank you. You gorgeous, gorgeous girl. Thank you so much. You see, that's what I wish everybody was like. Christopher Lee's from Preston. Hi. Well, I'm from Cheshire, living in Bradford. Hello. So, yeah, it's Madison. Yeah. What do you know about the Mandela Effect? Have you heard anything already? I know. Look, love. Elizabeth, Rainbow Mountains. Do you know what? There's some in China and some in Peru now. Whoa. Blew my mind. Blew my mind. We would know about them. How can we misremember not knowing about Rainbow frigging Mountains? This is what gets to me. That's, yeah, I think we all, Dark Slayer, One Eye, yeah, we all want to go home. Whether it's you to Sagittarius or me to me original Orion. I know, just me, I know I had the same thing on a train journey that I've been taking for 40 years. It changed that much that in between stations I didn't know where I was anymore. So difficult. And well, yes, that means you are, Madison, that means you are Mandela affected. You are. If you've seen things that you know don't look like that in your own time of change, yeah, you're Mandela affected. You are. So I'm glad you found us. I'm glad you found us, because once you start to see things, Madison, you see more and more. Once you acknowledge that things have changed, then it kind of develops quicker, and then you start seeing real changes in your real life, on the ground, in your home, in your street. Things that other people don't see. And so yeah, we have to. Yeah, Hazel, it was really good. I'm glad you were here. And thank you so much. You know, you have helped me so much. You really have helped me so much. I've learned a lot from you. So much from you. And that's what, you know, you see, this is what I wanted to understand, Madison. That some of us talk, you know, we have channels that we speak on and some of us don't. But it doesn't matter whether we learn from each other. Always. Whether we watch each other's channels with content, or people are just, not everybody's able to speak like I do. And Hazel Fiver, please go and check out his channel. He'll show you loads of things. It doesn't mean that you'll understand all of them, because we don't all share the same reality. We never have. This is the one thing that we're starting to learn. You know, we never have. So, but Hazel Fiver is definitely worth checking out. He's helped me loads. So please go check him out. And I'm glad that you found us, because you're clearly Mandela affected. Yeah, he has, hasn't he, Dean? It's awesome. Yeah, it's an awesome channel, and he's helped me so much. So, Madison, please go check him out, and, you know, check out the other guys on here, and just keep in touch with us, really, because we're a family. We really care about each other. We're here, we support each other, we talk about our personal lives with each other, and we can talk about the things that change for us, you know, because we don't all share the same reality at the same time. And it's only by talking to each other that we know this, which is exactly why I need to do lives like this, so we can talk to each other in real time. Because me making videos about my journey is one thing, that's how it started off, but I've met so many wonderful people that I want to be able to talk to in real time. So ask any questions you want. You see, we're prepared to talk to anybody with questions that want to know. But if you're just going to, like the other guy before, why are we still talking about this? This has been debunked by science. Well, it hasn't. Hi, Hazel, and thank you for everything. And I'll check out that video for certain, and probably have a good cry. Because, yeah, I'm not really very proud of being British, but I really hate that flag. Yeah, Dean. Yeah, I'd like that. You see, I was actually, you see, I'd like to be able to, like a Zoom or something, where we can all have Zoom and have it to do this, where we all have our own little bit and we can all talk to each other. That would be much better. That's what I've been thinking about. But not everybody, I mean, not to be fair, have you heard me talking about Zoom like I know what it is? I literally had never heard of it till about 4 weeks ago. I'd never even heard of it. Now I'm going, ooh, it's a shame we can't use Zoom. Like, what the hell? Do you know what, you guys? Yeah, I'm really impressed with Zoom myself, although I'd never heard of it. But yeah, let's organise a Zoom situation. The thing is that we're you're not alone. You're not you're not alone. You're not crazy. And if you are, we're not alone, and we're all crazy together. But Leith, that's not a bad thing, love. That's not a bad thing. And like I said, not everybody, I don't expect everybody to be able to talk openly like I do. Talking for me is no mither. Do you know what I mean? It's an easy thing. But not everybody's got the confidence to speak like I have. I understand and appreciate that. But we can all still talk to each other. Yeah, we are, Elizabeth. We're spread out by realities and time differences, and that's the hard part. That's the hard part. For me at the minute, it's at 1:07 in the morning. What time is it for you guys? 1:07 in the morning for me. What is it? Yeah, Zoom did come out of nowhere, Dean. For me, I think it's a Mandela effect. I do. Oh, good. Not just me then. Not just me then. It literally did. It's a Mandela effect for me. It is. Right, so... Well, Dean, love, I know it is for you. You're British. Right, is that... Right, so you're 5 hours behind me. You're 2:07, so you're like 1 in front of me. Affected indeed. 7 p.m. is 6 behind me. See what I mean? We're all over the place. So it'd be really difficult to arrange a time. See, yeah. That we're all over the place, aren't we? So it'd be really, really difficult. Hello, better TV reception. No, I know. And yet, are you only 20 miles away? Rycon Roy 74. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's handy to know. Maybe a cup of coffee. Yeah, always, Dawn. Thank you so much, sweetie. Thank you. A group chat with others. How do I do that? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I'm a complete and utter technophobe, so I haven't really got a clue what I'm doing. But you see, I don't know. The only thing I could think of doing is I have got a Zoom with that little number that they give you. Is doing a little video to say I will be on Zoom at such and such a time, or how many hours from now, the posting of the video, at that number, and hope people join me. Yeah, I agree, that'd be really good. At least weekly. Weekly would be good. A weekly Zoom. So if we get it so that it's finding the right time for everybody. But I'm sure we can work it out. I'm sure we can work it out. So, yeah, I think that would be brilliant. Absolutely, we do need to do that. Because, I'd love to be able to talk. It's still just me talking. Hello, world. Yes. The world, whatever that is. Certainly ain't bloody round, is it? Well, it isn't to me anyway. And that is something I never thought I'd say. But ooh, yes, I like that. Curious and curiouser. It's good. Yeah, I might give that a try. But I think we'll do a weekly Zoom. I mean, if it... Hello. Pyroxidine oxide. Do you know, you've all got fantastic... Yeah, flat. As I've been watching... I was watching Morgan Freeman's God. Not the film. It was a documentary. And it kept showing you things from planes. No curve. And then every now and then you'd get a curve, but that was because they're showing it through a fisheye lens. I've looked. I don't expect everybody to believe in a flat earth. You know, if you don't believe in it, that's fine. I didn't think I'd ever believe in it, but I just can't see a curve. So, I'm a flat earther now. And I never expected to say that. But to be fair, I don't think many people did. Oh, outside, that's next door. Yeah, I have on The Wizard of Oz, but not Beetlejuice. Whoa. Really? Yeah, this changes willy-nilly. Yeah, my eyes don't lie. You're right. No, I'd not heard of any Beatles, but then I haven't heard of any, but I haven't actually watched it. So I don't know. I don't know about that one. But when I watched E.T., E.T. was now E.T. Home Phone. E.T. Home, and I watched that before I knew I was Mandela affected. And it's like, what? You know how I saw so many changes and mentioned them out loud to people. I actually mentioned them. When did it change to Looney Tunes? What, E.T. Home Phone? And yet, no, I didn't. Well, I did research on the flat Earth because I wanted. A lot of my friends suddenly started talking about it, and I didn't believe it, obviously, and had a good laugh about it. But then I started researching it, and I started looking with my own eyes, and it's flat. But then I don't know why people, especially Mandela Effect people, I don't know why. I'm not asking anybody to believe it, but because you're Mandela affected, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Because we certainly know that it's not this. We're not bobbing along on a ball of earth that has taken millions of years to evolve. We know that isn't true for a certain fact. We know that isn't true because the world is changing from day to day. The geography is changing from day to day. Scotland lost the top of it. We've now got a big island on the top of Scotland because the top of Scotland came off. No, it doesn't matter affected, indeed. You're right, it doesn't matter to me. It's Tiny Toon. What the hell? Oh, did you? For the... Yeah, I'm looking at you, Elizabeth, there. Yeah. Really? What, they've just disappeared? iPhone emojis are missing. I'd never heard that. Well, I don't know what reality is anymore. I haven't got a clue. Hi, Danny. It's my Texas Danny. Yeah, Scotland. I always thought, actually, that Scotland looked like it had two splits in it, and the top split has actually come away now. And Lundy Island, that used to be on the east coast of Britain, is now in the Bristol Channel. Well, to me, the fact that the Hopi prophecy talked about reality changes, I don't think it's got anything to do with... I think it's a natural, supernatural. Everybody, if you don't know him already, Mandela Effect, Quantum Stuff, Texas Danny, please sub him. He's awesome. He's got a fantastic channel. Talks about all kinds of deep stuff. Please check him out. Sub. As well as Hazel Fiver. Because these guys, you can learn so much from. Absolutely. They I just talk. Yeah, we might be. I agree. Pyrox. No, I can't even say your name. I can't even say your name now. Oh, P. Florida isn't in the same... Florida's nowhere near the same position. It's nowhere near... And I mean, I'm British and I know that. It looks ridiculous to me. In fact, the whole of North and South America now looks ridiculous to me. You know what? I find it offensive. I'll be honest. It pisses me off. I mean, I know it's still God's creation. And I feel bad about that. That I'm not just loving rainbow-coloured mountains and new sorts of plants and animals. But, yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Pyridoxine oxide. It's, yeah, it's just a lot for me. I'm a middle-aged lady. Well, not so much a lady, in fact. Yeah, Danny's brilliant. Danny's absolutely brilliant. So, I mean, the fact that, you know, the one thing that I'm really, really grateful of is the internet, because how it does it, how it connects us across realities, I don't know. But it does. It does. You're right, it is. It is. The Bay of Biscay is a different shape. You're completely right. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Oxide, much easier. I'm up for that. Yeah, there's it's like your family, but more so. It's a very strange thing being, you know, how other affected people, what they mean to me. Your family, but more than family. It's a very odd thing. I've never met any of you. I've never met any of you, and yet, yes, Dean, I do. We're still at the beginning of it. We're nowhere near the craziness that's coming. Nowhere near. One thing I do think that I'd like you to check out is I want you to go onto the search bar and search for the floating tree and the tree that grows through the car in Italy. Some of the stuff that's going on in the world is bizarre, and I don't think we're anywhere near. I'm sorry, affected indeed. What don't you think? You don't think that the change will be that big that people can't deny them? I do. Because to me, so far, we seem to have three. Yeah, I agree, Elizabeth. I agree. I haven't worked out exactly what it is that links us, but whatever it is, it's deep. And we are a tribe. We are our own little tribe. The thing is though, there must be so many people out there that are affected but haven't found the Mandela Effect. Because I was a good 3 years of seeing changes before I found what it was, i.e. the Mandela Effect, which I absolutely hate. I hate it being called that. You know, the cult of Fiona Broome. I hate it. But, you know, meeting you guys was just, I never expected this depth of connection with you, to people that I've never met. I don't even know what you look like or what your real names are, but I feel you, and that's, you know, unbelievable. Yeah, I did Super Cheryl 166, and that was for me in when I was in my teens, in the 80s, and then literally about 18 months ago, it went back to 52 states, and then within 2 weeks went back to 50. So that flip-flopped about quite a lot. But I know, Dean, you're right. She should be standing up for us, and she never does. She talks about her community, but she means the people that are literally on her website. She doesn't care about us. She just talks about her own shit, and I don't... Cheryl, yes, hi. Leith, well, I'm 55 now, and my first changes were when I was about 16, so about the same, yeah. Oh, a will oxide, thank you. It's, yeah, I know there are affected indeed, but there's going to be a time when everybody's going to see it's the end of things as we know it. You know, it's end times. It's coming. It's end times coming. Everybody's going to know. Right, Elizabeth. See you again longer than... I love that, knowing that I'm not the only one that had changes many, many years ago. Way before quantum computers and CERN. Way before those things. Cincinnati isn't a state. Whoa. Yeah, so I didn't know, since that's really weird. I know. Moses in 2002 for you. Whoa, Elizabeth, that's some time ago. Moses with horns. What? It's, see, for me, I know there were changes in the 80s, and I tell you what I do know. In 2009, November the 5th, the day my mum died, that's how I remember it, I saw the sun and the moon in the sky at the same time for the first time. It was that you just couldn't quite get them in your same eye line of vision. But that was the first time I ever saw the sun and the moon. The moon in daylight near the sun. Yeah, Dina, I know. But it's all just... I'm sorry, I'm just reading what you're all saying. Dean, I know it's hard now. I get that. But to be fair, I'm not saying I'm not scared. Of course I'm scared. I'm shitting myself. We don't know what's happening. We don't know what's going to happen. But at the end of it all, I don't think the end's that far away. I think we'll know what's going on by then. Washington, D.C. was never a state for me because it was always separate, because it was the capital. But I didn't know Cincinnati has always been a state, as far as I know. But then our realities are what they are. It does, Cheryl. Makes you look at life in a totally different way. Well, I no longer know how everything works, Oxide, but we haven't even got the same sun. And I'm not so sure that it's just the simulator. Although I believe there's a simulator. I've seen it. But the sun isn't yellow anymore. I mean, you guys, you must remember, in the height of summer, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, there was a beautiful golden glow everywhere. It was a warm, yellowy, golden hue to everything. We just don't get that anymore. I'm not quite there yet, affected. I'm not quite at the lean back and enjoy. Not quite there. Much better than I was. I'm not a completely deranged mess every 5 minutes of the day. But I'm not, it still doesn't, I still can't get my head round the reality of no reality. Yeah, it's absolutely undeniable. Undeniable. Oh dear. But you guys, you just make it so much easier to deal with. I definitely couldn't do it on my own. Yeah, it's all... It's the things like trying to live in a world. How are we supposed to live in a world where people are changing their personality? Makes it very difficult. Makes it really difficult. But having these times, talking to you guys and learning from you, it really helps. Yeah, exactly, Cheryl. Exactly. We don't know. Yeah, you're right, Elizabeth. You're absolutely right. Yeah, but Oxide, we're being told online that the sun's white and it's always been white. Yeah, no, it's right. You're right, Danny. Even here in Britain, it's not quite right for the longest day, and it's not in the right place. The stars aren't in the right place, and I know I've been looking at them for a long time. It's a passion, one of the passions that I had. The sky's much smaller. Much. Things aren't quite the same, they're not in the same place. That's not misremembering. The North Star used to be a tiny, insignificant thing that you could barely see. Now it's a big, glowing thing. And don't forget, we had Venus in the night sky not long ago, when that's only supposed to be seen just as the sun's going down, not in a dark night sky. So that's not misremembering. It's not at all. Right, lovely people, I'm going to go because I'm absolutely parched and I need a cup of coffee. So I'm going to leave it here for now. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. You keep me sane, which is no mean feat, believe me. So I'm going to continue to make my videos, obviously, but I definitely want to do more lives, and I definitely want to try and organise a weekly Zoom hour, at least for an hour, where we can all talk in real time. That's really exciting. Let's do that. So for now, and I think the veil is being lifted, Cheryl. You're right. The veil is definitely thinning. Definitely thinning. So I'm going to love you and leave you for now because it's like 1:30 in the morning and I need a cup of coffee. So my love to you all. Thank you so much for joining me and for your input. It's all about, these are about talking to you in real time, talking about the things that matter to you. So thank you for joining me and for everything. Crunchy bee, great. That's fantastic. So what I'll do is I'll make a little video about Zoom with my number and then say, like, I'm going to be on tomorrow at, like, or I'm going to come on and I will be on Zoom in 5 hours from now. So whatever time it is that you can see it was on an hour ago, you've only got 4 hours. So good night to you all from whatever reality I'm in to whatever reality you find yourself in. Till next time.